Hello and welcome back to Boring Dead Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Skald against the Black Priory. And we now know what the Black Priory is. It's on this... Oh, I can't even remember the name of the island now. I'm going to check my journal, but it's Gradler, the island of Gradler. But we're going to go stop off first at the Tower of Ash on Errol, which is apparently an island on the way to Gradler. But we need to go and... can I speak to the first mate? No, I think we might need to go on board the ship and maybe Iago's on here? That looks like him, doesn't it? We're going to set sail. We've done everything we can on Idra now. It's time to move on. Iago is thoughtfully pacing the deck of the Weather Maiden, securing cargo and tightening knots. The banality of the tasks appear contrary to his flamboyant personality, but speaks of a deep love for the vessel. Veronicus, you look grand. The Maiden is shipshape and we're ready to sail at your command. Yeah, then let's set sail. Music to my ears. We're ready to go when you are. Just know that you must finish your business here in the sea caves before we go. Leave no belonging behind or errand undone. My men and I will block off the land entrance to hide the sanctuary from would-be intruders and imperial scum. Well, we've done all our quests. I've been to the various shopkeepers again. I didn't go all the way to the underhalls, but I'm fairly happy with how we're equipped at this moment in time, so I think we are ready. Then I shall give the order. My crew and I will maneuver the Maiden out and into open waters and await you there. Board when you're ready, and though we may be sailing towards our doom, we are certainly sailing towards great adventure. The Weather Maiden is expertly guided out of the sea cave and now lies at anchor, awaiting your arrival. Yeah, let's do it. I'm actually in control of it now. That's kind of cool. Sailing. While sailing on the overland map, the Make Camp button changes appearance. Click on it to explore the ship you're currently on. Okay, cool. While on the ship, it's possible to rest and reorganize, cook, craft items, and even do some limited bartering. There may also be characters to speak to. When you're done interacting with the ship and crew, interact with the ship's helm to get back to the overland map. Okay. Well, we can have a quick look at that now. So here's the ship. That's the first mate. Zara expertly mans the helm while keeping a steady eye on the horizon. She appears to revel in the fact that she's back at sea, and she sees you and lets out a howl of joy. Ah, by all of the blind maidens, it's good to feel the wind on my face again. This is the good life, no? Winds behind and adventure in front. Yes. In the meantime, I had some questions. Nothing I'd rather do than answer your questions. Is there a place to cook food? There's an oven over on the forecastle where you can cook your meals. Before you ask, the forecastle is at the front of the boat. I'm going to leave. I don't really have any questions to ask. I kind of just wanted to see what we could do on board. Okay, yeah, we do have a trader. Let's go and talk to them. It does look like they've changed stock from the caves. So what have we got? We've got Masterwork Longsword Defense. This is more sort of Ibn's wheelhouse, I think. They've actually got two of those, but it's not as good as what we've currently got. They do, however, have a lot of arrows. I say a lot. They've got some arrows. There isn't so many that I need to pause the game, I don't think, but still I have to click multiple times to get all this. I take the poor arrows as well for, you know, sort of the basic enemies. Here we go. Come on. Right, what else have we got? Masterwork Studded Leather of Toughness. Okay, it's similar to what I'm wearing. What about Cat? It's better than what she's wearing. Yeah, I mean, we got the money, haven't we? We could even steal it, but let's just buy it for now. We don't want the guy, our main guy who we buy from, to be suspicious of us. That I don't know about. Diplomacy. Quite good in diplomacy. Yeah, I'm probably okay for that stuff right now. I've got quite a lot of these now. How many have I actually got in stock? I've got 30. Yeah, I'll buy 10 more. Why not? Why not? Better to have too many than too few. And none of that stuff. Okay. Well, that was quite useful. So there's a cooking thing. What if we go into the ship? I think there's probably our storage chest for us. This is... I wouldn't mind some more potion blueprints. So we could rest here. I don't think we need to rest right now. So I think we just get back to the helm. Here we go. Oh, hello. The ship is alive with nervous energy as the crew scuttles back like pieces of some well-crafted machinery. Though your journey is bound to be fraught with danger, there is little doubt that being back at sea has done the crew well. True to his idiom, Iago swings in on a rope in dramatic fashion, landing elegantly next to you. It's good to feel the wind on our faces, no? We're about to leave the fjord, and from there we may set our course north, towards Gradler. Good to hear. Iago scans the horizon ahead. The Leviathan no doubt stalks us, so we must be careful from now on. We must keep to coastal waters and pray to the maidens that our speed will keep us safe. Nonetheless, we must take every precaution. For now, I have posted double lookouts and I'll be manning the helm myself. I trust we're in the best of hands. Indeed you are, Berinicus. Oh, this is... no. Indeed you are, Berinicus. Come see me in my quarters below later if you wish to talk further. Iago bows and leaves. It is out there. I feel it. You turn to see Embla standing behind you. The Leviathan. It hungers. What is it? I suspect the Deep Ones called it here. Though who is the master and who is the servant, I cannot tell. It is certainly older than them. You owe me answers, Embla. Idra is behind us, and I need to know why we're risking our lives on this fool's errand. I do, and now is as good a time as any. Embla takes you below deck, and you find a small corner in the hold that is as close to privacy as can be found on the crowded vessel. She takes a deep breath, as if she's about to plunge into freezing water, and begins talking. 2 years ago I was, let's say, put on the trail of a rumour that an expedition had been mounted to the Outer Isles. More accurately, to an island north of Idra by the name of Gradler. It is a cold and barren place, but it is allegedly the location of an ancient monastery referred to as the Black Priory. The Black Priory. Though you've never heard the name before, it echoes in your mind as if stirring old memories. The site was built a full age into the past, and for millennia it stayed unnoticed and far removed from the affairs of the Empire. So much so, in fact, that it virtually passed out of the historical record centuries ago. No small feat in an empire built on the backs of its archivists and record keepers. And thus it would have remained if it wasn't for the boundless ambition of a group of powerful men known as the Cabal. I don't know who it was that whispered in their ear, but something convinced them that the Black Priory was not forgotten. It was willfully expunged. Why? Not for the monastery itself, but what was said to lie underneath it. Embla grasps your wrist and leans in while her voice drops ever so slightly. The monks built the priory to guard something, a grave, an ancient tomb from the earliest days of the Empire. And if the priory's existence was truly lost to history, it means that at some point, the very Empire itself must have aided in the conspiracy of silence. But who could be buried there to warrant such extreme measures? I cannot tell you exactly how I know this, but I have not a single shred of doubt. What lies buried under that priory is the corpse of a Magos emperor. Not only that, but it must be one of the first and oldest of the line. That can't be. It can, and it is. Remember the old emperors of this world? They're kind of revered as gods, aren't they? Not all of the corpses of the first emperors can be accounted for, and interment in the Eternity Vale did not begin until centuries after Galleon's ascension. Let's remind ourselves what that is. At the end of the reign of the first Emperor Galleon, he is said to have ascended and become one with the Reticulum, which is, I guess you could kind of liken it to the Force or the Ether, you know, that kind of thing. Something that controls kind of the magical abilities of people. This was taken as a sign not only of his divinity, but the divinity and legitimacy of every Magos Emperor since then. Galleon's ascension is used today as the start of the modern imperial calendar. The Cabal knew it to be true, and as do I. Their expedition arrived at the island of Gradler a few months ago. I suspect they breached the tombs underneath the temple a few weeks later. Whatever they found there, its reticular reverberations were powerful enough to throw all of the Outer Isles into madness. And now we're sailing into the heart of the madness. Embla smiles weakly. He's calling out to me. I feel it in every ounce of my being. Unfortunately, I'm not the only one to hear the call. Like sharks drawn to blood in the water, other things are drawn to it as well. Things from outside. What are you talking about? Embla swallows hard and her voice drops to a whisper. The dragon. It's awakening, and its 7 eyes are fixed on the... It is awakening, and its 7 eyes are fixed on the Outer Isles. On the Black Priory. The nearby lanterns flicker.
Crawling tendrils of madness stretch greedily towards the Priory. It hungers for the holy corpse, and if it reaches it...
Embla halts, and for a moment struggles to control her breathing.
You know I'm right. You can feel it in your guts. There is no other path out of the Outer Isles except that which leads to the Black Priory and the secrets it holds.
Embla slumps and sighs. She looks exhausted, and for a moment you see her as the quiet and aloof youngling you once knew. I have more questions.
Ask. Now is the time.
What if it is the corpse of an emperor?
When powerful magi pass, their corpses retain much of their reticular attunement. Emperors are among the most powerful of all magi, and needless to say, their corpses are a source of great power. It's not without reason the imperial corpses of the Eternity Vale are guarded for so jealously by the Sepulchites.
But an emperor buried on Gradler?
It sounds incredible, but as I said before, there are corpses from the earlier dynasties that have been lost to history. There were empires that were proscribed by the Magi. It may indeed be the corpse of one of these forgotten emperors that has been found on Gradler, but there's more.
I'm almost afraid to ask.
Latter-day emperors are but a shadow of the rulers of old in terms of power. If this is truly an emperor of the Primarian dynasty, and it has lain undisturbed for all these millennia, the power contained within it will be immense, enough to remake the empire itself, or topple it utterly.
Powerful enough to rend reality itself?
So it seems. My belief is that the conjuncture is caused directly by the discovery of the Holy Corpse. Its raw power has drawn the attention of that which lingers in darkness, and now its tentacles are slowly closing in around us.
For a moment you think you hear crude chanting in the darkness. It must have been the wind. How do you fit into all of this? Embla sighs and picks her nails thoughtfully.
The corpse buried underneath the Priory, it calls out to me. I cannot tell you exactly when it began, but the beckoning intensified greatly once the tomb seals were broken. Now it's almost unbearable, and it's growing stronger by the day.
But why you?
There are things I'm not ready to talk about, things from my past, from when we were young together. What I will say is that I sense certain things that are hidden to most other people. Some magi see them too, but I think that, unlike them, I was born with the ability. I believe this is why the corpse calls out to me.
I'm not sure I understand.
To be honest, I'm not sure I understand it myself. What I do know is that the calling I feel is real. Reaching the Priory before the region succumbs to the conjunction is critical. In fact, I fear the survival of the entire empire hangs on it. I know this, and so did the Cabal.
Tell me more about the Cabal.
The rise of the Cabal is the surest sign that the power of the Magi Emperors is waning. Even a decade ago, such consolidation of power into lay hands would be unthinkable. The Cabal is shrouded in secrecy, and will go to any lengths to keep it that way. What few rumors I have heard claim that certain lay nobles and freelanders are prominent amongst their ranks, men and women of great wealth and even greater ambition.
Freelanders. A league of independent banks and financial institutions that have grown to prominence within the empire in recent years.
I cannot tell you what their ultimate design is, but these people are no amateurs to power. There is no doubt they no doubt realize what lies beneath the Priory, and the impact its recovery will have on the course of the Empire. I also believe that if they were to achieve their end goal, it would spell disaster for us all.
I had some more questions. Do we stand a chance at rescuing the people who were taken from Horin?
No. I suspect they are already dead, or worse.
You lied to Marcus.
Would you rather I was as blunt to him as I am to you? Better they have a sliver of hope. There are still trials ahead for Marcus and the Horinites, and it would do them no good to face it with a broken heart.
Enough for today. We'll talk again later. Embla leans back and massages her temples.
Yes, I'm here for you when you need to talk, but I agree. Let's say it's enough for today.
She stands up slowly.
I'm going to go lie down. Ship travel does not agree with me.
Leave. Okay, let's head off. So we want to head north. I don't know if there's any value to exploring beyond where we're meant to be going. I suspect that if we try and... in fact, it won't even let me go out beyond the coast. I'm trying to go west and north, and it's not letting me. So we've got to stay pretty close to the coast. I suspect it will only allow us to go where we're meant to be going. Now, this shrine thing, we never did kind of work out what that's about. We might get more information on that score later. Okay, I can go here. Okay, this is something. Oh, I can get off. Fergal, okay. Before you lies a small village surrounded by fields and orchards. The air is laden with the scent of fruit and the laughter of children, and the pastoral bliss stands in stark contrast to the rest of the Outer Isles. Alright, let's go in. As you approach the small cluster of quaint houses, you can't help but be struck by a feeling of calm and peace you've not felt in a long time. By the grace of the Golden Dead, it would appear a small sliver of life as it once was in the Outer Isles has survived, Drina says with a sad smile. Look around. Ahead of you, on your right, lies a tavern that looks exactly like the kind of tavern where the meals are hearty and the ale cooled just right. Your stomach growls at the thought. Cat stares, mouth agape, first at the tavern and then at you pleadingly. We're stopping by there, whether you want to or not. Continue. Looking around, you notice Roland has fallen behind the group and now stands, seemingly transfixed, a few steps behind you. What's wrong, Roland? Is it a trap? He blinks a few times with watery eyes and an expression that is hard to place. Families, children. What? Feeling homesick? He looks down and for a moment you could have sworn he looks ashamed. Let's just get some bloody ale. His voice breaks in a way that is uncharacteristic for the laconic brute. As Roland slinks off, Ivan walks up to you. I think he was Scottish, wasn't he? Cruel deeds serve those, scar those who perform them as much as their victims, and Roland is a man who had many scars. You continue on your way, and for a moment an irrational fear passes over you. Will you be able to return to the cold, brutal world at large if you spend too much time in this quiet little piece of bliss? Okay. This is into the town. Might go around the outskirts first. Let's sort of see the how far the map goes. Who's this person? Oh, the Carnivale. Where are we actually in the town? I thought we might be on the outskirts, but it seems not. Okay, we've got a food vendor. Have I got much to sell at the moment? Probably not. Well, there's that magic missile book. I mean, I'm not going to be able to train anyone in that now. That'll do. Kind of want to see how far we can go. It's quite a big map. It's known for its orchards, apparently. Who's this guy? Hello. More apples. Don't mind me stealing all your apples. Is that the sea? It's hard to tell it. It's hard to tell in this light. I think it is. Oh wow. Okay, so it's big. Let's keep going. We've gone so far this way. We probably ought to keep going. It's like a... I don't know if it's a castle or a church of some kind. Let's go find out. Greetings! So who are you? An elderly noblewoman and a robed, portly man stand in front of the villa's gate, discussing enthusiastically. Approach. And we shall flank the road with torches for the procession, and as they enter the grounds, my handmaiden shall place wreaths upon their heads. Actually, this is the lady. Oh dear. And we shall flank the road with torches for the procession, and as they enter the grounds, my handmaiden shall place wreaths upon their heads. Then they shall have libations as soon as they enter. Not a throat shall be dry for the Carnivale. The man vigorously nods and takes notes. Yes, milady, splendid idea.
Well, well, Henry, what have we here? All revellers come to partake in our great Carnivale. Greetings, my adorable vagabonds. I bid thee welcome to the estates of the Baron of Fergal. I am his wife, the Baroness Griselda, and this sweet cake of a man is our major domo, Henry Flagstone. Henry offers several enthusiastic bows. Carnivale? Do you mean to say you are not here for the Carnivale? Oh, what a delicious irony. The Baroness offers a snorting laugh that seems oddly out of place for a lady of her station. Go on. You see, my dear husband and I have taken it upon ourselves to arrange a magnificent feast, a carnival where one might eat and drink and say farewell to the sufferings of the flesh. There is even an added surprise this year that is sure to elevate the spirits and enlighten the minds of all those who are fortunate enough to attend. The Outer Isles are thrown into chaos and you throw a party? Oh my, I dare say things are as they've always been, no? Are you sure this isn't just the grumblings of a few malcontents? It didn't seem like grumblings when Horin was raised. Well, if things are a little bit on the busier side as of late, I'd venture that there's nothing people need more than a party to take their minds off the drab monotony of everyday life, wouldn't you say? Okay. Well, perhaps you're right. How's the planning going? Well, as it turns out, organising the Carnival is quite time-consuming. In fact, I'm a bit overwhelmed with the amount of preparation remaining. As the Baroness dramatically wafts herself with a fan, you can't help but notice that her major domo rolls his eyes. But perhaps the fates have provided for us after all, Henry. What did you have in mind? Oh, isn't it obvious? You seem like a most resolute ragamuffin, and I'm sure that if you were to lend a hand, the Carnival would be underway in no time. And you would, of course, join us in the festivities. The food and drink will be marvellous. Isn't that just a marvellous idea, Henry? She excitedly claps her hands, and Henry agrees so strongly that his jowls flap. Alright. What do you need? Cat lets out a small squeal of joy. I knew you couldn't turn down a chance for some fun. The dead knows we could all do with something to take our minds off all the bleakness. Even Roland, it seems, can't help but smile at the prospect of a night of some light debauchery. Very well, the Baroness exclaims contently. With you to aid us, we shall be done in no time. Now, pay attention. Your task is simple. Our Carnival is dependent on the work of some of our beloved villagers. They may have clever hands, but they're a little bit on the lazy side. And you want me to offer them my aid? Indeed! Talk to Ari the brewer, Camilla the weaver, and Clara the cook. Offer them your help so that we might expedite their tasks. Give them my warmest greetings and remind them that the Carnival is nigh. I'll do my best. Oh, and try not to mention anything about the surprise. I positively can't wait to see their faces. Now, my lovely, be on your way. We shall await your return. I'll be back. Okay. I'm guessing we can't get to that. They're kind of blocking the entrance to the villa, so that's about it for that. But can we... Okay, can't really go that way either. I'm guessing we're... Okay, okay, we're at the edge of the map now, so that's good. We'll slowly start making our way back towards the actual town. But again, I just kind of want to just keep exploring until we've kind of got... I prefer to leave the hive alone. Okay, well fine, don't stick your hand in a beehive then. Before you stands one of the ugliest men you've ever seen. Already cursed at birth, the man's appearance is not improved by the numerous bee stings that mar his face. His face contorts into something passing for a smile, and he croaks. Oh, he's talking to Cat. Greetings, my lady. How can I serve? Who are you? I'm Pert, my lady. I'm the beekeeper here in Fergal. I tend the Baron's bees. He gestures towards the nearby hives, and you can't help but notice that, like his face, his hands are also swollen with bee stings. Tough job. Oh, no, not in the slightest, my lady. Fergal bees don't sting, you see. They're as docile as cows. And that's good, because the Baroness wouldn't want it any other way. Oh, but they don't look docile. She point to his stings. The man half averts his face in shame as you point out his stings. Oh, says the Baroness says, Fergal bees do not sting, and if they do, then it's my own bloody fault. That's all there is to be said about it. Yeah, well, I best be going. Okay, there's definitely something odd going on here. You kind of get a sense of something just below the surface, something slightly unpleasant.
Everything's maybe a little too idyllic. Nope. Should we go back to me? A young woman dressed in the manner of a wandering minstrel stands alone looking out across the small lake. She hums softly to herself, stopping and starting over as if trying to think of words for a song. Okay, I guess we'll leave. Maybe we have to come and talk to her later. Okay, and this is the bottom of the screen. What have we got here? Leeks! Don't worry me, don't mind me. I just like leeks and onions. Oh no, these are carrots. I thought they were onions. Oh well. Can I get... Okay, we'll get through here. Yeah, kind of just... We'll do like a bit of an orbit of the town first, and then we'll come back and go inside properly. Well, this would be the edge of the screen then, so let's head up here. Pet the dog! Oh, this is kind of where we came in. Okay. Yeah, we could go in there. Pet the dog again. I think he's chasing attention now. Alright, well, let's go into the tavern. Let's see what we've got here. Innkeeper, mercenary, got a cook. Don't really need to make anything right now. Lockpicks and gold. We are just swimming in lockpicks since we went so long without any. It's very strange. Can open that. Talk to the cook. A woman bustles about the kitchen, stirring pots, adding spices and tending fires. Greetings, my lord. Beg your pardon, but I'm not really in any position to talk right now. Why so busy? Well, the Carnivale's nigh, right? That means plenty of extra work for me. The thing is, there's still the inn to take care of. Who's going to cook for the guests, you know? Well, the Baroness told me to ask if you needed help. Oh, is that so? Well, come to think of it, there is actually something you could help me with. Name it. See, the Baroness has asked me to prepare something special for the children of the feast. My famed honey cakes. Only problem is, I'm still waiting on the honey. Perhaps you could be a love and be a dear and run over to the beehives and fetch it for me. Will any honey do? Oh, my, no. It has to be honey from our own hives. There's nothing quite like it. Well, I know where to find the beehives. Just across the bridge, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we've been there. I think even a single honeycomb should do it. See if you can't find Purr the beekeeper. He'll help you. But how will I avoid getting stung? Clara chuckles a hearty laugh and slaps her knee. Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. Fergal bees don't sting. Now off you go. We wouldn't want the children to not get their honey cakes. I'll do my best. Oops. Leave. I'm trying to move. Okay. Talk to the innkeeper. A jovial, red-faced man greets you enthusiastically. Hello, hello, and welcome to Fergal. Vernon's the name. We've not seen your face round here. Come for the Carnivale, or perhaps for the cider. Cider? Aye, Harry the brewer makes the best cider this side of the sea gates. His brewery's up behind the general store, though he might be a bit on the busy side with the Carnivale and all. Carnivale? He rubs his hands together in glee. Oh yes, it's an old tradition that goes back as far as anyone can remember, where the Baron of Fergal invites all us common folk up to the manor to feast. Tell you what, if you go up there and ask around a bit, I'm sure you can come too. If you offer to lend a hand, that is. Manor is northwest of the village, across the river. Yeah, well, we've been there. Other questions? Ask away! Have you heard about something called the Tower of Ash? Oh, I have indeed. North of here, on the other side of the bay. Strange old hermit lives there, they say. Keeps away from us, so we tend to keep away from him. More questions? What's on the menu? Coming right up. Yeah, he's got food and stuff, hasn't he? So that's fine. I got much in the way of stuff to sell at the moment. Oh yeah, I should give that to someone, shouldn't I? Exit. So I forget who I was going to give that to now. No, I was going to do this. So that's a straight improvement on what she's wearing. He's got quite good armour. Right then. That'd be the tavern. Or we could go back and do the bees. I mean... Get your cider here. A smiling young man with a shock of yellow hair calls out to you.
Greetings, traveller. Can I interest you in some fine Fergal cider? I promise you'll not get it fresher or better anywhere in the Outer Isles.
Sounds like a local specialty.
Indeed, don't get more local than this. My da makes it right here at the family brewery.
He motions to the buildings behind him.
Now, what'll it be? Can I interest you in a few bottles?
Sure, let's see what you got. Fergal cider. Yeah, I'll buy a cider. Never know, we might need it for something later. What about this dude? The vendor, he's just got food. That's okay. What's he got? Magic missile? No, we don't need that. That's fine. Oh, we've got chickens. I found it. I took an egg out of a chicken. Did I go past there? No, I definitely went through there. Hello. I'm going to eat so much cake. Hello. Amethyst, topaz, pearl. We'll take all that. Don't mind me. Oh, I've got another egg out of a chicken. Oh, lantern. Who are you? A pot-bellied man hums to himself as he pours a clear golden liquid from glass to glass, swirling it around and then tasting it. He thoughtfully sloshes it around in his mouth a few times, then spits it into a bucket. Taste funny?
Oh my no, this cider is my best batch yet.
He looks at you with a roguish smile.
Only problem is my wife gets a bit on the sour side if I come home red-cheeked after tasting the wares all day.
I see. The man chuckles and offers his hand.
I'm Harry. I run the local brewery. I'd wager you'd find no cheaper cider in all of the Northern Empire. And
Finer cider. Did I say cheaper?
And certainly not in the Outer Isles. Here, have a try.
He offers you a glass of the golden cider. Go on then. The beverage is cool, sweet and sparkly. Truly some of the best cider you've ever had.
Good, yes.
Harry nods in eager anticipation as you drink. Hey, let me. Cat greedily grabs the cup from you, drinks deeply, then belches in a way that is decidedly unladylike.
Magi's ball. Is there any more?
Her eyes are wide with excitement. It's indeed excellent. Do you mind if I ask some questions?
Yes.
What's your secret?
I remember one of them Imperial surveyors calling it microclimate. At least I think that's what he said. Means the area around Fergal is real mild and soft on the fruit trees compared to the rest of the Outer Isles.
Go on.
And then, since we're so far north, everything takes a long time to grow and ripen, and that's what causes the fruits to be so sweet.
He gives you an impish smile.
Well, there's that, and then there's the family secrets, of course. My family's been doing this for a long, long time.
The Baroness asked me if you needed help.
Did she now? Oh, she's ordered the beverage for my Carnivale for me.
He leans in and lowers his voice.
By the barrel load. Let me tell you, it'll be a night to remember. Good for business as well. She's paid me out the nose.
So what's the hold-up?
No, I don't really have a good excuse. Barrels are lined up and almost ready to go. There's just been so much to do around the farm, and I sort of, forgot.
A hint of despair flashes across his jovial face.
Do you ever wonder what's the use? Like, it's all dust on black winds in the end.
Wow. Wow, that's bleak. Anything I can do to help you?
Yes, I suppose there is actually.
The cloud of despair seems to lift, and at once the man's light-hearted demeanour returns.
Tell you what, moles have been tearing up my orchard real bad. They gnaw at the roots and wreak havoc on the trees. They've stood for hundreds of years, you know, and losing even a single one is a disaster.
You want me to go mole hunting?
Well, you ought to help, didn't you? If you could deal with the mole problem, I could devote my full attention to getting the cider delivered at the Baron's Villa. My orchard is just north of here. I've counted at least 3 burrows, but they can be hard to spot, so make sure you search properly. And when you find them, dig those little bastards out and return to me once you're done.
I'll see what I can do. Ari hands you a shovel and slaps you on the back. You can't help but feel that a bit of spring has returned to his step. Alrighty. Definitely something weird going on around here. Alright, we're looking for moles. This is what we're doing now. Ah! Aha! Okay. You come across a freshly dug hole in the ground. Dig it out. You dig the shovel into the soft soil and easily collapse the burrow. After a few strokes, however, the shovel head comes up coated in dark blood. You root through the soil and to your disgust find numerous small hairless blobs of flesh that have been hacked to death by the shovel's action. You can't properly identify the strange things, nor do you want to, and quickly cover up the gruesome scene with dirt before moving along. Oh dear, they didn't sound like moles. There's something else afoot. Oh, here's one. More carefully this time, you set to work collapsing the second tunnel. The work progresses nicely until suddenly the earth shifts slightly as if something is moving underneath. Whatever it is, it grabs onto the shovel blade and tugs violently at it. You yank back with all your might and manage to free the shovel from whatever lurks under the dirt. Swinging wildly, you pummel the ground and walk away, hoping you've seen the last of whatever lurks underneath the orchard. Oh dear. This is rather horrid. Here's one. Arriving at the third hole, you feel an unease grow in your stomach. Carefully, you bend down and try to peer into the small dark burrow. To your horror, something glances back. A pair of eyes that appear far too intelligent for an animal that has... more intelligent than an animal has any right to be. Then, in an instant they are gone, retreated underground. Perhaps your mind is playing tricks on you. You decide to not wait and find out, and with a slight hint of panic, you utterly demolish the hole. Your task is done, and you should return to Ari. Yeah, well, that was more horrific than, than I'd expected. What was under here? Have I been in here? Don't even know if I can get in here. Maybe not. I've cleared out the moles.
Ah, by the strange moons you did it. Well, you can't tell you how good it is to see my trees all nice and secure. I've not much to give you, but I think I can spare some coins and a few bottles of cider that fell off the wagon.
Ari winks at you and throws you a small sack of coins. Barrels of cider are loaded on carts, and you watch as the brewer and his helpers set off for the Barno's villa? Baron's villa, surely. No doubt the drink will flow soon enough. Barno the Baron. Maybe that is his name. You never know. Could be. Oh, here we go. That's him. Well, hello there. Okay, so we're going to pick this lock. But we're going to do it with cat. I'll open it. Bit of gold. Okay. I've actually leveled up. What am I building towards? Yeah, I expect I'm trying to do this. So let's do that. Increase spell aptitude. Very nice. Who are you? No one. No one of import. What about now? Okay. So we've got 50 hunting arrows. I am going to buy them. I will pause while I'm clicking through these, though. Okay, and we're back. Am I selling this or am I keeping it? I can't honestly remember. It's what he was using, isn't it? Can Cat use it? I don't think she can, but it's indicating she can. Maybe I've bought it for her and forgot to equip it. That wouldn't surprise me. Meanwhile, what have we got here? Medium armor. Okay, so this... how does this match up against what he's wearing? 1 to survival. Maybe not. I probably don't need more. I've got 44 tool. Well, why not? I got the cash. Let's just buy all the lockpicks that we can. Oh, we can sell some of these. Exit. Right, I'm pretty sure that bow was for Cat. Because it's better than what she's using. So, there we go. Is there somebody else I was meant to help? Let's have a look. They're done. Need to get the thing. The Weaver. Camilla. I haven't seen Camilla yet. Ah. Have I been in there? Might be the inn. Okay, edge of the map. So, what have we got in here? I'd say this looks a bit like a Weaver's. Fine full plate. Alright, I'll steal that. Nobody seems to mind. 7 gold and a funny old axe. Yeah, that'll do. And you are the Weaver, I expect. Maybe not. Did I speak to you already? I think we did. So if you aren't the Weaver... Greater lay on hands. Yeah, that's probably something she can learn. Wherever it be. Yeah, cool. Oh, it's Ilya. That's not Camilla. Where be Camilla? Hat of Athletics, okay. I mean, I would say this is definitely a Weaver's house, but can't speak to the lady in it. Maybe she's down here. Maybe I miss. Maybe it wasn't. Oh, it's definitely the tavern, though. Yeah, I've been up in there. Where be Camilla? She could be around here, I suppose. Who's this? That's Camilla. Okay. Just having a petting all the dogs. Oh, hello. What's in here then? Yeah, sure. Ah. What's going on here? What's this? Recipe fried steak. Okay, let's pick this lock. Unlocked. Okay, nothing's amazing. Camilla, I couldn't help but notice you sigh. A young maiden stands looking at a pile of white canvas cloth. She sighs deeply and appears to be lost in deep thought. Is something wrong?
What? Oh, I just didn't see you there. I'm sorry if I seem rude, but I'd rather just be left alone.
She offers a weak but apologetic smile. Wait, the Baroness told me to ask if you needed help. Camilla's eyes tear up.
I'm so ashamed. The Baroness was so kind to think of me for making the backdrops for their surprise. I thought I could do it. I have the canvases and everything. All she asked was that I paint her a wonderful vista, but I can't bring myself to make the first stroke.
Surprise?
Oh, I've said too much. The Baroness made me promise not to tell. Please, you need to ask her if you want to know more. Not that it matters in any case. I'm getting nowhere with this.
She motions to the reams of canvas. And why is that?
I'm lost. My head, my heart. There's a girl, Cass, and I have feelings for her. It was from a distance, but I felt like there was something there. Me being me, I didn't have the nerve to go talk to her. Instead, I left a note for her explaining my feelings.
And then?
Nothing at all. Oh, I'm such an oaf. I write like a pig. How could I ever think my stupid note could sway someone like Cass?
Tears stream down Camilla's face.
She has such a way with words. A bard she is, and me, I am just stupid and plain.
What if I talked to Cass for you?
You would go do that for me. I suppose it would let me know one way or another. But please, try to be subtle about it. Don't let her know I'm besides myself thinking about her. She draws in a deep breath and her mood appears to lift ever so slightly. Cass is a free spirit and she loves the water. I'd look for her along the small creek that runs west of here. Thank you so much for offering to help. I reckon that's probably the bard we saw on the little dock, which is just over here, isn't it? I reckon this is Cass. Are you Cass? The woman blinks in surprise. What, you've heard of me then? Wait, is this about that bar tab? As I've already told Bernard, I'll pay him in the moment I have the coin on hand. It's just I've been a bit preoccupied. Cass looks at her feet. Camilla asked me to talk to you. A pained expression falls across her face. Oh no, please don't say she's angry with me. She's sad you weren't interested in her. Not interested, I'm crazy for her. Finding a note had made me happier than words can describe. Then why didn't you respond? Because I couldn't find the words. Can you believe it? Me, a bard at a loss for words. I've been trying to put my feelings into verse, a song. I'm nearly there, but over and over the words escape me. I don't understand it. It feels like I'm grasping at tendrils of mist. Can I hear what you have so far? The song Cass reads to you is sad and beautiful. It brings to mind images of far and wondrous shores. Stranger yet is the fact that, try as you might, you've never been able to recall the first 3 verses she recounted to you. Only the first line of the last verse remains. Song of my soul, my voice is dead. Go on. That's exactly it. I can't get past that, nor can I change it. It has to be that line, but what comes next? It's like I'm deaf to my own inner voice. Cass repeats the line, now with a slight hint of panic in her voice. Soul of my soul, my voice is dead. Die thou unsung as tears unshed? The words flow from your mouth and fits the song like a key fits a lock. You spoke more words as well, but like the rest of the song, they too are lost in the void of time. What you do remember, however, is Cass scribbling the words down as tears of joy stream down her face. That's it, I have it, a song for Camilla. She folds the piece of paper containing the words of the song neatly and writes in beautiful cursive, to Camilla, from Casilda. With trembling hands, she offers you the folded note. Would you do me one last favour? Take this note to Camilla, it will explain everything to her. And please, would you tell her to come find me at the Carnivale? Tell her we will dance together then. I will. Cass squeezes your hand and offers a warm but slightly sad smile before walking off. You're left with the note for Camilla. Alright, let's go deliver it. Dip, 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 dip. Hello. Camilla smiles timidly. I've talked to Cass. Camilla goes pale. What? What did she say? She doesn't fancy me right. I just know it. She asked me to give you this. She accepts the note and slowly unfolds it. As she consumes the song line by line, her eyes water and her hands tremble. By the end, she has to tear her eyes away from it. Such words. I've never read such words. Was there more? Did she say anything? She told me she wanted to dance with you at the Carnivale. Camilla covers her mouth, smiling through tears of joy. She then blinks a few times as if remembering something. The backdrops for the Baroness. I see it so clearly now. Ah, Cass's song. Oh, this will be amazing. Glad I could help. And now if you'll excuse me, I have to get to work. I'd rather not see the result until at the Carnivale. It'll be more impressive that way. Camilla smiles a secretive smile and grabs a ream of canvas and a pot of paint before hastily walking off. Okay. Right, well, we've just got the bees to do now, haven't we? So we'll go back over to the beehives. Talk to whatever his face was. I need to get honey.
Yes, my lord. I can assure you Fergal honey is the best in the land. Please go right ahead. The hives are over there. Let me know if you need any help.
Alright. The hive begins to aggressively buzz as you approach. Try to harvest honey. You carefully lift the top off the hive and peer inside. Immediately, a swarm of angry bees flies out, and within seconds you feel the burn of several stings.
Oh, they do... they do sting. I hate bees.
Ivan slaps his neck and brushes his face furiously. Reach for the honey. Gingerly, you attempt to reach in. Suddenly, something large shifts in the depths of the hive, and swarms of large soldier bees swarm out to attack. Each sting feels like a red-hot needle, and you can't help but panic. Where can we run to get away from the buzzing horde? Flee to the lake. You realize the best way of avoiding the little fiends is to dive into the nearby lake. Clever thinking. You need to tell me how I'm going to avoid getting stung.
No reason to worry about that. Fergal bees don't sting. No, please just leave me alone.
Diplomacy. Well, I'm here helping the Baroness organising the Carnivale, and I can only do that if you tell me how to get the honey. Oh, I only got 5.
Leave. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I've got diplomacy 5. What is... Oh, I'm probably the highest in that. Huh. Have I got anything that can boost it? Has anyone got anything that can boost it? What does diplomacy tie into? Presence. So if I could get more presence, I think we've got something that does that. Someone's got something. Presence. Okay, take that off. I'm going to put it on. Now hopefully my diplomacy's gone up to 6. There we go. The man's lips tremble and his eyes water up.
I suppose you're right. You had to promise not to tell anyone I helped you.
I promise. The man looks around nervously and hands you a small tin can with a handle and a spout.
This is a bee smoker, see? You just mix kindling with some wet grass and light a fire. Not too hot, mind you. You only want a bit of smoke. Just open the hive carefully and let the smoke settle inside and the bees will go all drowsy. But please, don't tell anyone I use the bee smoker. Fergal bees don't sting.
Piet looks around again.
Oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I have to go. Good luck.
He sets off at a run and before you know it, he's gone. Okay. Let's go to a different hive. Let's do this one. You approach the hive and a slight buzzing rises from within. Even with your limited knowledge of bees, however, you get a strong impression there's something wrong with the hive. Examine it. Slowly lifting off the top of the hive, you're able to look inside. There are still plenty of bees left, however they seem slow and lethargic. Furthermore, there is no honey in sight. I think Ivan might be my survival guy. Let's just leave for a sec. Survival 8. Perfect. Looking around more closely, you find several dead bees. Some clearly belong to the hive in question. A handful of others, however, look foreign, larger, and with a vibrant yellow colour. If you were to guess, you'd say these bees have been fighting bees from another hive. Hive is dead and abandoned, neither bees nor honeycombs to be found inside. Okay, that's another one like the first one. Just this one then. The hive begins to aggressively buzz.
Well, the cook did say that the Fergal bees do not sting.
Ivan sounds uncharacteristically hesitant. Try to harvest the honey. Use smoke. Smartly using the bee smoker, you fill the hive with calming fumes. Before you know it, the buzzing has subsided and you feel confident enough to reach for the honeycombs. Reach in. Bursting out from the pile of smoke-stricken bees comes a single gargantuan individual, a large swollen body clad in vibrant yellow chitin, iridescent wings, and a face that looks unlike any insect you've ever seen before. This must be a queen. The creature lets out a tiny, albeit terrifying screech and snaps at your fingers with its jaws. Ignore the queen and get the honey? Reaching deep into the hive, you pull out a gorgeous honeycomb dripping with rich golden yellow honey. As the smoke effect on the bees begins to wear off, you find it best to make off with your prize. Okay? Let's go do the honey cakes then. Wait a minute. We should swap that helmet back. Where was the cook? Have I not been in here before? Was the cook at the tavern? The cook may have been at the tavern, actually. Just down here, wasn't it? No, that's the... something else. Here's the tavern. I've got honey cakes. Well, no, honey for the honey cakes. Clara rushes back and forth, red-faced and sweating, but with movements that seem so choreographed and intentional that she appears more like a dancer than a cook. You're truly watching a master at work. About your task. What about it? I got the honey. Marvellous! Look at these honeycombs. Have you ever seen honey this golden? Oh, the children will love this. Oh, the Baroness is going to be so pleased. No, the cakes are for the children, but I'll tell you what, I baked one too many apple pies for the feast. It's yours if you want it. Clara winks at you and hands you a fresh apple pie. Now off you go! Okay, not at all creeped out by this village. So journal-wise, we've done all of that now, so I guess we return to the Baroness, right? Alright, let's go do that. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, I think we've been there. I like the sort of subtle suggestions that something is wrong. It's yeah, leaves you guessing as to the nature of exactly what's happening here. Okay, well I'm done. All your work is done, and now you've come to feast. My husband is ever so grateful for all you've done for him, and I dare say this will be a night to remember. My dear Carnivale is about to begin. Behold! Oh, coming up the road is a procession of villagers, clad in their finest and with beautiful wreaths of flowers on their head. The simple folk of Fergal gasp in awe as they pass under the flowered arch of the manor's gate. Tastes like no other, sights like no other, flesh like no other. What wonder we shall show you tonight? The Baroness has moved much closer, and you feel her breath on your ear. Then raising her voice again, she exclaims in an official tone, I declare that Carnivale has begun! Eat, drink, and revel. I shall retire momentarily and make my final preparations. As a lady, I must. The Baroness and her handmaidens retire into the manor. You are left, head spinning, as the scents of fine food and sounds of merriment begin to fill the air. The pain and toil of the last weeks begins to fade. All that is left is Carnivale. Begin. Okay, we've got some more tasks. Eat, drink, revel. Try the drink, try the food, give in to the music. I'm sure it will be fine. Well, we're locked in. I guess we try the food? The table overflows with the treats from Clara's kitchen. Your mouth waters as you stand momentarily paralyzed by the abundance of choice. The urge to partake is almost primal. Then you see it, a sublime piece of stuffed pastry, lying there alone, a vibrant platonic ideal almost beckoning you. Gingerly you pick it up. It's feather light. Wolf it down. Biting into the pastry, its perfect crust yields up the sort of crumb flesh with a satisfying, soft crumb flesh with a satisfying crunch. The jam-filled interior bursts in your mouth. Apples, sugar, cinnamon, a touch of lemon. Ecstasy. This is the best stuffed pastry you've ever had. Okay, we might as well level up while we're here. So we got cat. What were we doing with cat? Smoke bomb. First time you wounded each combat automatically high. That could be kind of cool. What else was I trying to work towards? I think probably the backstab damage though, right? Yeah. There we go. Ibn. What we got here? Yeah, probably the bow finesse, I'd imagine. Yeah. Pretty much certain on that. So the bow finesse is crit, isn't it? And then the rapid reload, if you score with a crit, immediately regain one attack. Yeah, that all sounds pretty good, so we'll do that. Then we got Embler. I don't think we've even had a combat with Embler yet. But we're going to work down the earth tree now, I think. Arcane Shockwave, what's that? Target all opponents in the line target area. Stunned. Mark of Lethargy. Slow enemies. Summon vermin. Being able to stun seems good. Maybe we'll do Swarm of Gnats. Okay. So we get to drink now, so I guess we go over to the Sidra. The song and laughter echoing throughout the courtyard is a testament to the quality of Ari's cider. You eagerly grab a mug and drink it alone. The rich flavour of the cider leaves you red-cheeked and light-headed. You cannot help but laugh, loud and uninhibited.
You laugh because there is no evil in the world, or perhaps because there is so much of it, and yet here you stand. Okay. And now we need to give in to the music, which is probably these guys, right? The music filling the air is raw and primal. Its beat is the pulse of something vast waiting to be born, the piper at the gates of dawn. Pink Floyd fan, obviously. It drives you, carries you, a howl builds inside. You give in to it, dance like no one's watching. You sway and leap and whirl to the mesmerizing beat. For a moment you're one with something, with everything or nothing. There really isn't a difference. Stars wheel overhead, and by the time the trance ends, it takes a moment for you to remember where, or even when, you are. Resplendently attired and with her handmaidens in tow, the Baroness emerges from the manor. The music dies down. Beloved guests, the second act is upon us. My beloved husband asks as you take your places in front of the stage. The time has come for the evening's surprise. And for all our rosy-cheeked little crumplins, there is a special surprise. My lovely ladies and I have prepared a scavenger hunt. There will be whimsy and prizes and sweets. The children clap their pudgy hands as they squeal with joy. Continue. Is there one among you with the courage to brave the manor and find the treasure within? Come one, come all. The children stream past the Baroness into the manor, while the adults begin to file towards the rows of benches placed in front of the stage. It's time for you to take your place. Okay. Oh, here. The simple folk of Fergal find their place in silence. A sense of reverence appears to have fallen over them. You scan the rows for an empty seat, and we're going to sit with Embla. Embla sits deep in deep thought. It would appear all the night's revelries were not enough to lighten the burden she carries. As you sit down, she looks up at you and blinks as if waking from a dream. Berinicus, I'm sorry I was lost in thought, but let's not speak of such things for now. Come, let us watch the play. For the first time, you notice the backdrops. Camilla's hauntingly vibrant scene looks at once familiar, yet subtly alien. For a moment, the cloud waves seem to break upon the shore as the twin suns set. Embla gasps next to you, no doubt in awe of the artwork's vivid nature. A man dressed in the colourful garb of a travelling theatre performer walks onto the stage, and the crowd falls utterly silent. Greetings! His voice is high-pitched and overly dramatic, yet oddly captivating. On foreign shores we set our play, where setting suns cast shadows long. Old streets no longer touched by day, and halls forgotten but in song. Strange is the night where black stars rise, with flapping of the tattered wings, and strange moons circle through the skies, chased by black and faceless things. An edifice where kings once sat, where maidens pale did once cavort, the charnel house that time begat. A stranger has arrived at court. The strange little man bows deeply and walks off stage. For a long moment all is quiet, yet the crowd sits frozen with anticipation. Then a sharp gasp from one of the onlookers. You crane your neck trying to get a better view, but there's nothing there, or you see it. A robed and gloved hand dramatically extends onto the stage from between two of the backdrop panels. Slowly he emerges, a tall figure, gliding more than walking with elegant, almost dance-like motions. The Baron it must be, whispers one of the audience. Look, whispers another, he wears a mask. The figure glides onto the centre of the stage. Like some strange pantomime, he begins to wordlessly orate with dramatic, exaggerated gestures. Or was it wordless? Weren't there words hidden in the silence? Terrible words, hints of secrets no mortal mind was meant to hold. The unspoken words seep into your mind like a poison. You wince. Please, someone pleads, the time has come for you to unmask. The words sound strange, like an echo older than time, doomed to repeat for all eternity. Slowly, the Baron turns his masked face towards the speaker. The words that follow are the only ones you could later recall. I wear no mask. Inhuman howls of terror mix with the gibbering laughter of the insane. Teeth shatter in clenched jaws and eyes are torn from sockets. Hair pulled out in great clumps and loved ones claw each other to death. He exists now, only as the afterimage of an eclipse, and then he is gone, nowhere and everywhere. Like a tide of gnawing eyeless things, madness overwhelms you. You sink to your knees, clawing at your skull in a vain attempt to dislodge the terrible words that have taken place there. Then, like a ray of light, something cuts through the morass, a hand on your shoulder. You turn and see Embla. You get up. The only way out is through. Okay, well, we got some... okay, everything is carnage. Everybody's dead. We got some weird clown guys here. Jesters we're going to have to fight. But we're going to leave it there for now. We're going to come back. I expect there's going to be a whole thing going on in the villa. But for now, we'll leave it there. So thanks very much for watching this episode of Skald against the Black Priory. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could hit that thumbs up button, that'd be amazing. And, leave me a comment as well. Let me know what you thought of Carnivale. And, yeah, if you're watching this and haven't yet subscribed to the channel, it would be amazing if you could do so. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.